This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. I have with me Dan James, Medgold Resources Corp. It's a publicly traded company and the symbol is MED on the TSX Venture. Dan, welcome to SNNLive.
Good morning, Shelley. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Let's get the overview of the company and we'll go from there.
Sure. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Daniel James. I'm the president of Medgold Resources. Medgold is a European gold explorer. We're focusing on Serbia and Portugal.
Portugal. Mean they make other things besides wine and cork?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, the Romans have been there, 2,000 years ago, and it's a great gold destination. And so we've got some exciting projects in Portugal as well as Serbia, and we're working these up at the moment.
Is Serbia considered to be a new resource location, or has it always been a location with resources being exploited?
Well, it's got a lot of recent notoriety, obviously on the back of Reservoir's acquisition by Nefsun. It's a country which is has a prolific gold and copper resources. It's a fantastic jurisdiction to be working in, and it's a safe jurisdiction. It's located in Europe. The infrastructure is very good, and overall the exploration potential is outstanding. Anything
new happened lately?
Well, yeah, we signed a deal a few weeks ago with Fortuna Silver Mines. They took 15% of Medgold by making a $1.5 million placement into the company. That was a strategic alliance which allows us to go out and do what we do best, which is target generate, stake new ground, and develop new ideas, and build on the geology in the area. And they then have the option at the end of 24 months of work to choose one project, which they can then joint venture.
Let's talk about the resources in both jurisdictions, if you would.
Sure. So the resources, you mean the geological resources? The geological resources in Serbia, it's early days. We are looking for 4 gold projects. The work that we're doing thus far has generated some very interesting targets, which are the subject of applications now. We've got about 8 applications already under issuance. And then in Portugal is again a very safe jurisdiction. It's an EU country. The government are very keen to see the mining sector being developed and pushed forward. There's a lot of EU directives to help Portugal and to push things forward. And we're getting some support from the EU and a lot of support from the government and the mines department to help us forward there. And our key project is the Botigas project in northern Portugal, which we'll be drilling in the next couple of weeks. So we've got about 2,500 meters drilling program there under a joint venture with Centera Gold. And so they're both safe jurisdictions, they're both European jurisdictions, and they're both strong geological exploration jurisdictions.
Logistics, infrastructure.
Yeah.
What are available? What do you have?
Well, I think in Portugal the infrastructure is outstanding. With years of EU funding coming into the country, the jurisdiction is second to none. You've got 3-lane highways everywhere. To our Botigas project from Porto, it's about 150 k's. It takes about an hour and a half. It's straightforward. Beautiful cruising motorway with good roads into the areas. It's quite a poor area, so there's a lot of need for social regeneration, and there's a lot of support from the EU to help regeneration in these areas. So the infrastructure in Portugal is outstanding. Serbia is also very good, not the same level as Portugal, but it's very good. Down to the main area we're working is a 2-lane highway all the way down to the south of the country, and from there it's forest tracks, and it's good, straightforward exploration. No real encumbrances on infrastructure.
What's your background?
I'm a geologist. I've been a geologist for coming up for 20 years now. So graduated out of the UK. I'm a British guy based in the UK, and I spend my time between Portugal and Serbia, and also here in Canada.
So now you've had all of this experience. You're president of the company. Every now and then, a guy like me wants to know, what's your milestone going into the end of 2017?
Okay, well, the end of 2017, we would have clearly drilled our projects in Portugal, and hopefully they're still ongoing. You know, the resource potential in those look very exciting, and you know, with a short program to start with, in the end of the summer will give us some good indication there. So the milestone for that project really is to, you know, have extended the joint venture with Centerra. We'd have gone into a second phase of drilling, and you know, that would be my key milestone for that project. In Serbia, the milestone, we've got a 24-month window with Fortuna. The first 12 months will come up in June, so the milestone there is to get them to exercise their warrants, which will be the second stage of the investment, and then we'll continue with our project generation, and we should have a number of key projects identified, of which they can choose one. So that one project that they then choose, the remainder fall back to Medgold 100%. So the milestone at the end of 2017 would be, you know, that Fortuna are close to choosing their specified project, and the remainder will be Medgold projects, and we'll be looking to develop some or all of those ourselves.
Dan, you know, I want to ask you, where you're drilling and where your projects are there other reasonably large resources in the neighborhood, so to speak?
Well, in Portugal, not really. You know, the Romans were very busy there, and they had a very good time, and you know, they pulled through a lot of gold, and you know, they were highly prolific. So our quest is trying to find you know, outcrops which haven't actually been scratched by the Romans, which, you know, they were prolific and very good explorers. So in our neighbourhood, not really. No, you've got some projects in the south in Portugal. The flagship project there is the Neves Corvo project, which is Lundin's copper project, and you know, that's a significant project that contributes, you know, between half and about 1.5% of the nation's GDP. So you can see why the government are keen to see mines coming on board. You know, when you see you know, one project delivering, you know, up to 0.5% GDP to the nation. So yeah, we're getting a lot of support from the government around us. There isn't a huge amount of other guys in the area. The likes of Avrupa are there. You've got Colt Resources in the country as well. And then in Serbia, we're enjoying some success on the back of reservoirs acquisition. You know, that they've done a fantastic job in the country. They've raised the profile of the country, and you know, obviously they had a huge success with you know, with the acquisition of the company by Nevsun. But the focus in Serbia, for the most part, is on the Cretaceous Timok belt, which is the copper porphyry belt. We're looking just slightly outside of that belt. You know, we're looking at the next belt over, slightly younger, less explored, but in the same jurisdiction and equally as potential.
Tell me about the rest of your management team.
Sure. Well, we're led. Our CEO and chairman is Simon Ridgway. Simon Ridgway is the chairman of the Gold Group, which includes companies like Fortuna, Radius, and Focus Ventures, all of which are listed in Toronto, with Fortuna also listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And then we're supported by Jeremy Martin, David Hall from out of the UK, and also we've got Ralph Rushton and Mike Skeed as well. So it's a very strong board, and we've got advisors such as Brent Cook and Dick Silito, which are industry leaders in both the economic side and also the academic side. You know, with Dick being one of the most prolific consultants in the world.
Let's give out your website for more information for our investor audience.
Well, again, it's Daniel James from Medgold Resources, and the website is www.medgoldresources.com. Many thanks.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan James, Medgold Resources Corp. It's a publicly traded company, and the symbol is MED on the TSX Venture. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. Dan, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Shelley. Thanks very much.
Quite
Cheers.
welcome.
Bye-bye.